This stop is Roosevelt Avenue and Main Street. Next stop, Main Street and Northern Boulevard. This stop is Main Street and Northern Boulevard. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 31st Drive. Transfer available to Q48. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 31st Drive. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and Humphreys Street. Transfer available to Q23. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and Humphreys Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 100th Street. Transfer available to Q49. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 100th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 98th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 98th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 96th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 96th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 94th Street. Transfer available to Q72. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 94th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 92nd Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 92nd Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 89th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 89th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 87th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 87th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 85th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 85th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 82nd Street. Transfer available to Q33. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 82nd Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 80th Street. Transfers available to Q47 and Q69. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 80th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 77th Street. Transfer available to M60 SBS. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 77th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 74th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 74th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 72nd Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 72nd Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 70th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 70th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 49th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 49th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 47th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 47th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and Sound Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and Sound Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and Steinway Street. Transfer available to Q101. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and Steinway Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 37th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 37th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 33rd Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 33rd Street. Next stop, Hoyt Avenue and 29th Street. Transfers available to the N&W trains. This stop is Hoyt Avenue and 29th Street. Next stop, Hoyt Avenue and 27th Street. This stop is Hoyt Avenue and 27th Street. Next stop, Hoyt Avenue and Crescent Street. This stop is Hoyt Avenue and Crescent Street. Next stop, Hoyt Avenue and 23rd Street. This stop is Hoyt Avenue and 23rd Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 27th Avenue. Transfers available to Q69 and Q100 Limited. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 27th Avenue. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 14th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 14th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 12th Street. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 12th Street. Next stop, Astoria Boulevard and 8th Street. Transfers available to Q18, Q102 and Q103. This stop is Astoria Boulevard and 8th Street. Next stop, 8th Street and 27th Avenue. This stop is 8th Street and 27th Avenue. Next stop, 27th Avenue and 4th Street. This stop is 27th Avenue and 4th Street. Next stop, 27th Avenue and 2nd Street. This is the last stop. This stop is 27th Avenue and 2nd Street. This is Q19 to Astoria 2 Street. A fare is required to ride.